Good morning, friends. It's Joe. Welcome to my animal spirituality video for Tuesday, February the 11th. Hope you're doing well on this Tuesday morning. Still have some unsettled weather here in the Northeast, and as I always say, hopefully we are keeping our minds on those who are less fortunate, the homeless animals and people, anything that we can do. And I always say, even sending a prayer, positive energy to them helps. With that in mind, I'm going to launch into a discussion today, starting with a story that you very well may be familiar with. It's about a boy who came to a shore and saw on the shore hundreds of starfish that were been beached overnight. The sun was scorching down on them, and they had very little chance to get back to the ocean. And he was picking them up one by one and trying to throw them in before, unfortunately, their lives would end. Along came a man who said, "Boy, you are really fighting against the tide here, literally, and you can't really make much of a difference. You're never going to save them all." And he held up the one in his hand and he said, "But I can make a difference for this one." To go along with that story, there was a boy, 7 years old, who used to hang out with his cousins most Saturday nights. His cousins at one point liked to take lightning bugs and unfortunately kill them and put the shiny part of their body on their hand and make it like a ring. The 7-year-old boy would not do that. The 7-year-old boy instead captured them carefully in his hands, whispered to them to go tell their friends to be safe, and to also tell all other animals that they were loved. That little boy was me. And I always think back on that story, and I need to think back on that story to tell you what we're going to try to help ourselves with today. And as I always say, as I launch into a subject matter, whether it's a scripture one or this one today, I'm speaking to myself as I'm speaking to you because I need to hear it just as much. Little things make a difference. Little actions count. We live in a world, unfortunately, that tell us that they have to be big actions. Just think about the Super Bowl concluded not too long ago. The MVP was the highlight, and taking nothing away from Jalen Hurts, he's an amazing player and apparently a very nice young man. But there were so many others that did maybe a little bit less, but they contributed. We didn't hear about them. That puts into our mind an unfortunate reality, or a one reality, that we have to do things only at the biggest and brightest levels. We don't. All of our little actions mean something. As I sit here and wonder what I'm going to do with the rest of my life, I'll never save every animal on this planet. I would love to, but I'm not going to do it. But I hope that my actions, small as they are each day, help animals a little bit each day, and maybe just one, like a starfish or a lightning bug. This is the mindset I must put on myself, and I ask you to put it on as well. To evaluate and celebrate your little actions. They mean a lot. And to put it into a Christian spiritual perspective, Jesus talks about our faith the size of a mustard seed, the smallest seed there is. But when it's planted and grows, the mustard tree is huge and birds dwell within it. But to go along with that, Jesus never tells us, look online to take a course to make sure you are doing what I did in my years in ministry. He doesn't tell us that. He knows that we're not capable, or we're not, maybe it's not to be reality for us to do what he did, but we can do something. And when we do something and we recognize it, we celebrate it, we collectively realize all the positive it can do, we go a great way towards making this world more peaceful and more compassionate. Well, my friends, that's my message for you today. As always, I hope it was helpful and you could take it into your day and into your week. I always welcome and appreciate your comments, and I always appreciate you being here with me. It looks as if this week has taken a little bit of a turn because of the weather for me, so I believe I will be back on Thursday with a scripture reflection. Until then, I wish you all a wonderful Tuesday and Wednesday, and I hope to see you back here soon. Take good care.